Okay, thank you very much, everybody, and welcome to another exciting session where we're going to show you how you can start a process that can lead to financial relief for your family. All right, our goal is to make sure you and those you love can have a smile on their faces and less pressure on themselves financially. We want you to be able to plan your vacation without necessarily waiting for your paycheck to do so. We want you to create something by the side that can consistently create and give you financial relief. We have a sustainable system, something that is a blessing, something that is changing lives. Just imagine the joy and the excitement. Look at the picture of the family here, the laughter. You can see this family has, that bond. Well, everybody wants to be happy, but sometimes financial pressure makes it look impossible to be happy because you're cracking your head trying to figure out life's expenses. Tonight, you're going to discover a very reliable way to create cash flow in your life. Now, since 2021, we have a system that has been changing lives. This system has touched many lives. People all over the world can testify to the power of this amazing technology that is putting food on the table. People have achieved great goals, completed massive projects with this powerful blessing to humanity. It is anti-scam, tested and trusted, safe, very resilient platform, and innovative, continuously improving its service to people. It's a sustainable and scalable business model. You can start small, grow big, and you have little or nothing to worry about. So that is the power of the amazing, super powerful technology that is we're going to introduce tonight. Now, this is a screenshot showing you when somebody with some good capital is using this technology. If you look at the screenshot, you see this account has made over $43,000. And in one single day, when the market really moved up well, this account was able to make about $4,000 plus. So if you live in Africa, you want to punch what $4,000 means for you, all right, in your local currency, or what $1,800 in one day means in your local currency. Do the math, all right? I want you to do the math. Add $4,300 to $1,800 to $751, and drop in the comment in your currency exactly what that gives, and that will help to show you the power of what you're about to see. Now, inflation is your enemy, and there is no better way to define or show you the danger of inflation than showing you the food on the basket. All right. Now, this is a basket of provisions from the mall, supermarket, the exact same thing being ordered over a period of time. Previously, it was $150, but currently it is $200. So a family that used to spend $150 to get this same set of provisions, their lives have come to depend on it. But right now, without any pay raise, they have to cough out $200 for the same set of items. So they'll be spending more. Now, in some countries, this change can be $150 to $400 in a few months, especially if you live in some parts of Africa. This massive, insane inflation sends prices going up for items and your purchasing power going down. So gradually, people are not able to afford that milk anymore. The families will drop the juice. The family will remove everything that gives them fun just to be able to eat a loaf of bread. All right? So this is the danger of inflation, and we want you to understand that this is reality. This picture is from the Wall Street Mojo. This is the reality of life. So you cannot afford to fold your arms and say you are comfortable. You have to ask yourself, as inflation continues to reduce my purchasing power, what can I do to raise my purchasing power so that my family can keep having these items in need in the basket of provisions day after day? You have to ask yourself, what can I do to make sure that as the prices of what my family needs goes up, I can keep affording them and even add more things to the basket of provisions. If you don't think proactively, you're going to get to the point where your basket is going to be empty. And if your basket is empty, your kids are going to be looking at you like, Daddy, why can't we afford this? And you start telling the kids the story of your life. All right. You don't want to get into that position. So that is why we are here to show you a reliable way, a sustainable path to beating inflation. Of course, inflation is the first enemy, and you can see that it doesn't matter if you are earning with the US dollar or you're, somewhere in Africa earning in an African currency. Inflation affects every currency. All fiat currency lose value. So this is the US dollar, which is loved by all, the vast majority of the human race. They want to have a piece of the dollar. Now, look at how the purchasing power of the US dollar has kept falling. Just like the first picture we showed you, you need more and more dollars to achieve the same things. This is the reality of life. It is devastating. Now, this is so bad. In 1913, what $60,000 or $70,000, what $60,000 or $70,000 could purchase, you need $1 million to purchase them now. All right. So this is insane, but it is the reality of life. Bad government decisions and geopolitical tension always affects fiat currencies. We're not saying these things for you we're not here to just focus on the problem, hype the problem and make you, worry excessively. We're here to show you the solution, but, we want you to start thinking out of the box. We want you to become, somebody who is seeing what is happening. Don't just keep operating like someone brain dead, going in cycles without thinking about where am I going? All right. So the solution to beating inflation, the loss in purchasing power, exists on the blockchain. All right. The blockchain is where you can raise your purchasing power. What is the blockchain? A lot of people think about it, complicate it, but just understand that it is a special type of internet where everything you touch is a monetized asset, called digital assets. So everything you touch is money, everything you step on is money, whatever you click on is money. It is literally money that can be converted to food on your table and for you to feed your family. So there is an internet where everything is money. And that is the internet we want you to start paying attention to. All right. Of course, it might look like a complicated thing, but we have technology that you're going to discover tonight that will make it look like a black box scenario where you're not going to be bothered about technicalities of the blockchain. You just simply connect and make your money without much headache. All right. So simply know it's an internet of value. It is a financial internet prepared to deliver the world who embrace it out of poverty. So, you love information. So you always go to internet of information, Google, TikTok, Facebook, right? Some people spend lots of hours on those social media handles because of information. Now we're telling you, you want money too, right? Apart from information, don't you want money? If you can spend a lot of time on TikTok gathering information or on YouTube learning, so since you need money, how much more so should you, come to the internet of money and begin to, maximize the money-making capabilities of the blockchain. And your kids, your loved ones are going to be happy that you took that bold step. But you have enemies. Apart from inflation, you have some criminal schemes, Ponzi schemes that are meant to take money from you. Now, any program or business can fail. All right. We're not just talking about failed projects. A trade can go bad, business can fail, but we're talking about systems that are wired from day one to fail, systems that are wired to make sure you lose your money. And those are the systems we say be careful about them. All right. Don't send your money to anyone, any platform to trade for you. The reason why these Ponzi schemes keep dealing with us is because we're looking for easy money where we don't have to stress ourselves, where we don't have to think, where we don't have to worry. The money keeps dropping and you're making 3% daily, 100% monthly. That's not how the world works. You need some skill set to navigate real trading. So these platforms come up and tell you, oh, we are an exchange, we're Forex firms. Be very careful. I'm not here to judge you or criticize you for whatever you want to do, but you need to be careful because some of those platforms are wired to, rip you off of your money. So here are some examples of those platforms. All right. These platforms have dealt with many. Some have been involved in them and they want to commit suicide. People have been deceived deliberately by many of these, and there are so many of them. These are just a few. Have you lost money in any of these on the screen? Well, if you have lost money, I don't want you to despair. I want you to still have hope, believe in yourself, and know that you're going to do okay. Understand that the tests that you went through on these platforms, those tests will become a testimony if you learn the lessons that are buried in them. The disaster that you might have experienced will turn you into a superstar, and whatever catastrophes that you have gone through will be your trophies. Just learn from the experience, evolve, and get better. Now, money is evolving, and you have scenarios where people don't know money is evolving. So there was a time notes were very popular, and notes became less and less popular. That cards cannot do transactions. There was a time it was all coins. These days you hardly see coins in some countries, right? Money is moving. It's a global shift. Money is moving to the blockchain. Cryptocurrencies are becoming the order of the day. Some people still do not know, but those who are paying attention to activities globally understand that the blockchain is gradually becoming mainstay. This global shift can be seen by several countries now owning their strategic Bitcoin reserves. The term strategic Bitcoin reserves is just something becoming popular. In the past, some billionaires called Bitcoin rat poison. All right. But today you have countries owning Bitcoin and saying it's a strategic reserve. Strategic means it's a long-term target. It's something that they want to use to hedge against, whatever it is they have, just in case. They don't want to lose out entirely. They want to just position themselves there so that if it goes well, they're gonna, benefit from it. So is your country on this list? Germany, Georgia, Finland, El Salvador, Bhutan, Ukraine, UK, China, USA. Now, it's likely your country is not there, but not to worry. Your family is like a country. So you can position your family on the blockchain and have your own strategic Bitcoin reserves and hold it for decades. So what are cryptocurrencies? Remember, I said it's just money. Money that doesn't have a physical form. That's it. Money that doesn't have a physical form. And it's really, really powerful. It's money that you can transform into food on the table in a few minutes. We want you to understand that as a trader, when you come on the blockchain, you have to understand the concept of holding. Holding means staying calm even if the market appears to be going against you. All right? Because when it tries to go against you, just to shake you off a little bit before it now keeps going in your direction. So when it comes to making money on the blockchain, of course, there are various types, various avenues, but we want to focus on trading, and you have spot trading, futures trading. However, most times when people think of trading, they are only thinking in terms of Forex. Well, Forex trading is not bad, but Forex is a leveraged market, which means that you stepped into Forex and you have $100 and you're behaving as if you have $10,000. Well, if the market is going in your favor, you'll be making money like somebody who has $10,000. However, when the market goes against you, you also lose money like somebody that has $10,000. And you just have $100. So somebody who has $10,000 can easily lose $100 in 1 minute, but you actually have just $100. So when you lose like somebody that has $10,000, you are wiped out. You go home with your tail between your legs. Please avoid Forex. If you're a newbie to trading, avoid Forex. All right. Avoid anything leveraged. Futures trading is also leverage trading, and it's also high risk. All right. Those platforms do work. The technology you're going to discover here tonight trades both spot and futures. But I want you, for the safety of your funds, to just focus on spot. Most persons can't afford to lose. Most persons can't afford to lose their capital. So I want you to focus on spot trading. Keep your eyes strictly on spot trading. All right. Because in spot trading, you have $100, you'll be making money like somebody who has $100 for business, and that's fine. Every month you can be making 10%, 20%, 50% of what you have on your spot trading capital, and you're content with it. Spot trading is super safe, except in one or two situations where you can have some radical rug pull or serious manipulation of the market. You're gonna stay, relatively very safe in spot trading. All right. So it's all about buying low, selling high, buying low, selling high. Why? Futures trading can help you to sell high, buy low in the opposite direction, but super risky if you activate the leverage components. All right. So welcome to the technology that is going to change your life. Welcome to the money-making machine that is going to be a blessing to you and everybody you care about. Welcome to the life-changing tool called Royal Q. Royal Q. Royal Q. Royal Q is a blessing to humanity. It's a blessing to families. Every family should have a Royal Q account, because this is the technology that makes the blockchain a black box. You don't need to even bother about what the blockchain is. You're only concerned about milking the blockchain and putting money in your pocket. That's what Royal Q does. So just imagine, you have that superpower of sitting in your home and letting dollars flow into your pocket. That's a blockchain technology. Royal Q is an application that connects to the blockchain, makes the blockchain a black box. You don't need to understand anything about the blockchain. You just easily keep milking in an automated fashion and live a luxury lifestyle. Have level of financial freedom because you are connected to the blockchain. So just imagine a pipe connected to the central reservoir of water that keeps sending water to you. You are not bothered about where the reservoir of water is. You just know you have a tap connected, and you open your tap. Ooh, I need some water, and water flows. So it's so easy. That's what the application does. Just keeps bringing money into your pocket. So welcome to the amazing, super exciting technology called Royal Q. Your family deserves a Royal Q account. Your kids deserve a Royal Q account once they're up to 18. Everybody deserves a Royal Q account. The world needs Royal Q. There's so much poverty. How can we reduce the poverty? Government alone cannot handle it. So we need to get people to pay attention to Royal Q. We need to get people on Royal Q. We need to get people to pay attention and transform their finances. So, well, Royal Q is an artificial intelligence technology, and AI is part of life. In agriculture, you have artificial intelligence being used. In surveillance, you have artificial intelligence being used. So AI is involved in everything, literally everything that mankind is, engaged in today. In peacekeeping, there's AI. In warfare, there's AI. We have the kamikaze drones. We have the missiles that can be remotely controlled to wipe out an entire location. All of these tools are here to change your life, provide you massive security, keep you safe, and position you for, growth. So how can we use AI to make money? most people think it's impossible. Just the same way it was impossible for a car to drive itself many years ago. Right? There was a time if you see a car driving itself, you think it's the spirits have come to, the gods are angry. All right. So, but today it's commonplace. So look at this picture and tell me if you're the one who is in this car and there's a trailer coming in front of you, a big truck. Would you want to control the steering? Well, listen.
Oh, shoots. We're using the self-driving. Good. Man, look at that. Holy cow. This is scary, folks. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Especially if you've not done it before. Allowing something, especially when you like to control your car. But now you have an AI driving you. The world is changing, folks. You better go with the change. If you're still driving the old way, I don't know what to tell you.
Sleeping on a bicycle.
Everything is changing. Business is changing. If you're not going technology, you don't know, you're going to miss out. They're going to leave you behind. Don't let nobody leave you behind. In your businesses and everything you do. Tech is the new world, so get it going. I'm just chilling. Yep.
Right, that's it. Stop making money the old way alone. Think of use new ways to make money. That's a simple message there. You need to evolve, you need to go with the trend and embrace artificial intelligence. So what is Royal Q? Royal Q is not the blockchain. Royal Q is an AI software designed to connect to the blockchain, to milk the blockchain and generate profits for you 24/7. So every day is a potential money-making day. So imagine that tap that you can open any day, right? Just imagine, like in the morning, you just open your tap, brush your teeth, open the tap, open the shower, take a shower, you need water. You're not bothered with how it goes through the pipes. You just want to take water. As simple as opening the tap. So imagine a technology that is so easy that in the morning, you just, let's make money. In the evening, let's make money. Every day is a potential money-making day. It's actually that easy. This technology has lots of automation tools to help you, enjoy your money-making experience. So the question is, are you willing to evolve? Well, trading is not easy. There are emotional aspects of trading. This is for market analysis. Most people can't afford to even think, talk less of analyze the market. All right. So we have tools to make that all easy with Royal Q. The time taken to look at the chart for many hours, trying to predict market direction, all of that. We make that easy with Royal Q. All right. Royal Q can save your strategy, which is how you want the asset to be, the bot to behave. You can save it once and use it a million times. So this is a really powerful tool, and we encourage you to embrace it. However, remember that slide I showed you with all the schemes that have, dealt with people and everyone. Most people have lost money through them. The reason why we keep losing money is because when our money is in our control, we move it from where it's in our control, which is our exchange, and we move it to some funny platforms that call themselves exchanges. All right. When your money leaves the exchange to scam platforms, what's going to happen is that they can just wake up, lock up, and tell you they're gone. And it's not just your funds, because if it's just your funds, you could say, okay, yeah. But this is funds of everybody funds of everybody that looks up to you, everybody you connected. So this is crazy, right? So many platforms just gather everybody's money. They keep paying people until they have their target. Once the target is hit, they shut down. The reason why we get scammed is because we're looking for the easy way that we don't even need to think of how to set a bot. We don't want to be confused about setting a bot, because Royal Q makes it so easy, but people are still looking for an extremely easy way. All right. I mean, you brush your teeth in the morning and you're looking for an easier way to brush your teeth. Apart from using your toothbrush, what easier way? Breathing. All right. So you need to know that once you're looking for an extremely easy way that involves your loss of control of your assets, you're going to get scammed. So with RoyalQ, you don't send your capital away from your exchange to RoyalQ exchange. RoyalQ has no exchange, all right? RoyalQ tells you, keep your capital in your exchange, keep your money in your control. Don't lose control of your money, all right? Then connect us to trade in your exchange. This is transparency at its best. This is the best kind of thing you can come up with, life-changing, and we want to encourage you to embrace this. The money remains in your control while you are here, all right? While you are here connecting the bot to trade for you. So it's important. Any platform that tells you, send your money to us, we are a new exchange coming up, be careful. Just be careful, all right? Tread carefully. Don't overexpose yourself to those platforms, all right? So your phone is right here connecting. You download the app of RoyalQ, you download the app of the exchange of choice. You connect both of them, do the API binding process, and easy does it. The bot can now trade in your exchange. Remember, your phone is just a television screen. Your phone is not where the trades are happening. Your phone is just for you to view what is happening between RoyalQ and your exchange. Now, if you have poor network on your phone, you might struggle to do some things, but not to worry. All you have to do is understand that whenever you get to good network, you'll be able to do what you need to do. All right, so how much can you make every month from RoyalQ? You can make between 10% and 50%. And somebody will ask, okay, I have $1,000. How much can I make every month? Same thing, whatever your capital, just look for 10% of your capital to 50% of your capital. That's what you're going to do every month. So what determines the percentage that you can get? One is the market conditions, and the other is your knowledge. Because your knowledge of how to use the bot, the knowledge of the market will give you advantage. All right. But you don't need so much knowledge to really enjoy this tool. But if you have more knowledge, it's gonna pay you better. So that's it, 10% or 50% monthly. And some people ask, how much can I make daily? Well, you can make money literally almost every day, but there'll be days you're not going to make money, because sometimes a trade could take 2 days or 3 days to hit their target profit. So of course, there'll be some days you're not going to make money, but every day is a potential day to go out there and make money. The market must move up and down. Don't let that bother you. Market must move up and down. Volatility is profitability. All right. When you have a volatile market, it means, oh, you can actually make money from this market. The market will always go against you moderately. So don't be scared if you see, hey, minus 10%, minus 8%, minus 9%. Okay, that's normal when you are trading. All right. So you can see here, the market went against the buyer, but it did go back. If the buyer entered here, it went against the buyer, it did go back. But where was the market going? It's going up, right? So that's the concept of you being patient with your trades. Now, we have various trading options. We have the hands-free method. Of course, if you can afford $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, you can set autopilot settings on BTC or Ethereum. Just those two, okay? Don't do autopilot on any other coin. Just those two, because they can hardly ever be delisted. And just enjoy, top business executives who don't have time to look at settings, don't look at the market. All they want is just let the money do whatever it's doing. I'm okay. 5% a month, I have $1 million. 5% a month is okay for me. 3% a month is okay for me. Yes, do the autopilot settings for those. Now we have the hands-on method with signals. We have the hands-on method with some little market analysis. You can easily do that with little capital. And we have the automation tools, MACD, RSI, and KDJ automation tools. These tools perfect your entry into the market. These are powerful automation tools, and they make the money-making journey super easy, just like turning on a tap, milking, and cashing out. All right, so our goal is to train 10,000 persons to become better traders using these automation tools, and we want you to be one of them. But you can decide to up your knowledge. All right, just learn what it means for a price action to be happening on the chart. understand the candlesticks, all right? Understand support and resistance. Support and resistance is compulsory for anybody that really wants to take a career of trading, all right? Understand how to use the trend to, benefit yourself and lots of other benefits of, you're going to gain if you work with us. So we want you to understand that with a little knowledge, you can transform your income. All right, so what does it cost to get on this bot? Extremely affordable, $10 a month, $120 in a year. But you don't pay monthly, you pay yearly. So if you divide 120 divide into 12, you're going to find out it's just $10 a month. This is way affordable. Zoom, meeting rooms is more expensive than this. All right. Netflix is more expensive. All right. So you see, a tool that is making you so much money is even more affordable than Netflix. $120 for a year. This is an inexpensive, very affordable tool. And I need you to understand the fact that your exchange rate might be making it look expensive does not mean it's expensive. All right. Don't focus on your exchange rate. Don't let your exchange rate, if you are unfortunate enough to be in a country with a terrible exchange rate, don't let your exchange rate stop you. When you get on board, you're going to be making money in dollars, and that is how your exchange rate will be a blessing to you. So getting on board, sometimes when people multiply the $120 by the exchange rate, they get intimidated. But just understand that once you get on board, start milking the blockchain, that money begins to come to you also in that exchange rate. So you are a blessing. The exchange rate becomes a blessing in the other reverse, direction. So just pay the price, do what you got to do, get on board, learn, start using the automation tools to change your financial story. This is my encouragement to you, and this is how I want you to take action. Of course, you also need to drop a $20 fuel fee. Fuel fee is a profit sharing formula between you and Royal Q. For every dollar you make, Royal Q will take 20% and you keep 80%. All right. Now that 20% is used to thank all those who help you to learn how to use the bot. It's a way to pay the workforce that is helping you trade, helping you understand how to use the bot, positioning you for great things. So that workforce, it's what gets paid by the $20 you drop in there, the 20% that the bot takes. All right. So total cost of startup is just $240. It works super easy, not too expensive, right? You can always get $240, plan for it, make the sacrifices, and get on board. Once you get on board, if you make the sacrifice, you'll be smiling by the time. Listen to me carefully. You see, to get on board, you need $240. But what you're going to make from this system is unlimited income potential, straight up to $1 million. There is no limit to how much you can make. Getting on board might challenge you with the first $240, especially if you're from sub-Saharan Africa or very far parts of the world. You might have to pay make some sacrifice to get on board. But once you get on board, you're going to make more than $240. You're going to make more than $1,000. You're going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. There is no limit to what you can hit. So this is the power of the system. And I really want you to understand that making the sacrifice and getting started is what will change your financial story. And then come ready to watch a few videos. Right. So here are some frequently asked questions people ask. How long will it take for you to start making money? Literally, within the first 24 hours, you can start making money within the first 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Super easy. I hope the bot will do all the work for me. Now we tell you sincerely, we're not here to lie, mislead anyone. The bot will not do all the work for you, just as the tap in your house will not do all the work for you. You have to go turn on the tap, right? So when you need the water, you have to turn on the tap. So don't say, hey, tap, you meant, you can deploy technology, but you have to take certain action to make the tap flow, right? Even if you're moving towards it or something, you're going to make it come on. So that is something you have to learn. Technology will not do 100% of the work for you. You have to do some work. Very simple work, very easy work, but you have to do it. Now, if you don't want to do that simple work, of course, you're going to be limiting yourself. Your washing machine, for example, you're going to have to turn it on. You're going to have to put the clothes in. You're going to have to put the detergent. You're going to have to load it. That's the work required for the washing machine to get its job done. For you to use your car, you have to walk to your car, start the car, drive the car. No matter how expensive it is, you're going to have to drive the car. The car is not driving you, is it? You have to drive the car. So you spend lots of money and then you still drive the car. So why not wait for the car to drive itself? Why not wait for the car to start itself? So understand that AI needs your input to deliver results. And I want that to be something ingrained in your mind so that you can make the best of this bot. All right. Now, some people always say, I met some of your people many years ago. They said the bot messed up their account, made them have huge losses. Now, this is what you need to know. Most of those people in 2021, some of them never even bothered to learn how to set the bot. And back then, the bot didn't have the automation tools it has today. MACD automation, RSI automation, KDJ automation. The bot never had those things. AI margin calls, artificial intelligence margin calls. The bot never had those things back then. All right, so this is an enhanced bot performing greater results, and the bot will keep innovating and improving and generating better results. So I encourage you not to listen to people who never learned or how to use the bot, but listen to those who have stuck and improved the use of the technology while also enjoying the new features. All right. So I remember back in the day, lots of people were over trading. With $100, they would take 15 trades, 10 trades with $100. Of course, when the market is facing up, you're going to be vomiting a lot of money. You'll be feeling excited. But when the market begins to dip, you now begin to panic. All right. So lots of mistakes were made by people who refused to learn back then in 2021. And what they needed to learn was actually super easy. Just required a little bit of patience. So be a patient person, apply risk management, control your emotions. Very important skills for trading. Now, this is your challenge if you accept it. I want you to get on board RoyalQ and take 300 trades. I want you to take 300 trades to change your financial story. How long will it take for you to take 300 trades? It could take you a year or less, maybe a year and a half, even 2 years. So the reason I say this is you need to really use the bot, master it, and then see the power in your life. Okay. And then this slide explains all that. The power of compounding is unleashed in this slide. With $1,000, and you're making 2% per trade, by 300 trades, within a year or 2 years, a year and a half or a year, your $1,000 will transform to $379,000 if you operate on 100% compounding mode. So it's not compulsory you operate in that compounding mode, but we're just showing you the potential, right? The potential to change your financial story. Yes. You can always do whatever you want to do, make some money, enjoy yourself, spend part of it, but we're just showing you what is possible. That initial price you pay to sacrifice to get on board the system is just a sacrifice meant to change your financial story. There is no limit to what you can take from the blockchain once you know how to use the bot and understand the market, and then understand yourself. So with your $500, if you operate with 300 trades, 2% per trade, your $500 transforms to $189,000. Same way your $100 transforms to $37,000. Super easy. So I challenge you. This is my challenge to you. Get on board the system and begin to use it to your advantage. Doing this is going to change your financial story. You're going to have the capability to achieve better goals, achieve bigger things in your life, do things that are going to make impact in your soul, bless your family, take your family on vacation, and achieve lots of great things for yourself. Simply taking the decision to get started today, right? So imagine taking a vacation and feeling so free and relaxed where there with your kids. You can see the couple that are right here relaxing, and the kids have gone to, have fun, right? So that's it. I want you to begin to accept, change your idea of what you think is possible. Change your idea of what you think is possible. And you need to know that you can open this tap from the blockchain into your pocket that will help you pay your bills, all right? That will help you meet up with certain expectations. Money is a lubricant. Money, lubricates the relationship between the husband and the wife, the father and the kids, mother and the kids. The family with money will have less arguments about some things, right? Everybody's meeting up. The kids' fees have been taken care of. Um, you know, what to eat, holiday vacation, fun is taken care of, right? The head of the house, breadwinner, is not going to get charged when the spouse spends money without informing the breadwinner. I mean, you relax because the blockchain is always flowing. And even if at the moment you have certain needs, you just relax. Okay, the blockchain is here, is going to provide those needs. And that's why we tell you to get on board this system and begin to really change your financial destination. So get back to whoever invited you, sign up and be a part of this journey. Now, you can do this trading by yourself without talking to any soul, but we encourage you to share the opportunity, because when you share the opportunity, the bot blesses you. If you bring one person, it's $30 blessing to you. And if you decide to build a team of 20, that is $600 as a gift to you. What you need to understand is if you convert that to your local currency, you find out that the sacrifice you made to get started has paid off. So because of the huge poverty and the political and financial uncertainties ahead of the entire human race in the future, we want you to start now to build and prepare for that uncertainty. Build now, because I want you to be somebody that makes money from both trading and team income, because there are two streams of income. I'm just broadly grouping it to two streams of income from having a team and income from your pure trading. And I want you to have income from both so that you'll be operating as an investor and not just as a self-employed person, right? Where even if you don't trade, you're going to make money. Now, so people who build a team have this kind of income. Even if they are not trading, they will have income like $10 every day, all right? $5 every day, $50 every day. Some have $200 every day, $300 every day. It happens and it's easy. It keeps flowing because you've done the work of, promoting and sharing the royal key opportunity. So I need you to think, how will your life be like if you are making $300 every day, $500 every day? Imagine $500 every day converted to your local currency. What kind of financial relief would that be? What kind of goals would you achieve? Imagine making $300 every day for 10 days. That's $3,000 for 10 days. What will you and your family do? What kind of gift are you going to get for your spouse? What kind of surprise will you be getting involved in? Imagine the feeling of having an exciting family full of surprises, everyone getting excited. All right. So we want you to share the opportunity and start preparing for whatever challenges might come ahead. So this is an example of an account that has been building for since 2021, full-time, aggressive, great team. This account has made over $814,000. And the money keeps flowing in. As you can see, this account makes $384 on some days. Some days it makes, over $400. Some days it makes over $500. Some days it makes over $700. Some days $1,000. This is what I told you in the previous slide. When you share the opportunity, gradually you're going to expand your team. It's some good hard work, but if you do it, it will pay you. This is another account. Somebody who has his job 9 to 5, but dedicates an hour every day or two to Royal Q, sharing the opportunity. And this person has made over $78,000. All right. So daily money keeps flowing. So this is what you can achieve. You might be someone who can be making $15,000, $20,000 every year, working just an hour or two every day, 5 days a week. The question is, if you work 2 hours a day consistently for 1, 2, 3 years, and you're able to make $100,000, is that worth it? Would you like to have constant income, whether you trade or not trade, constant income, tens of thousands of dollars every year flowing into your life? Would that give you some relief? If the answer is yes, then I recommend you begin to share the opportunity. So this is another account of someone who is sharing the opportunity. I mean, $1,000 withdrawals from time to time, an account that has already made over $25,000. This is how you can, once in a while, take yourself for luxury shopping, feel the beauty, and embrace the glory of your hard work. So once you have made some money, just put some money aside, get some surprise, give yourself a treat, go for those nice things. Not because you're trying to show off, but because you're trying to say, yes, I worked for this. This is a gift to me. And every time you see that gift, you remember, I worked hard, and let's go work hard again. All right. So that's the beauty of Royal Q. I want you to remember that listening to this presentation is not enough. You might go back and begin to have a lot of, counter intentions running. Will this really work? Is it true? Will people from my village allow me to succeed with this? Will I fail? Will I succeed? Will the gods favor me, or will the gods be against me? Is money made on the blockchain, or, compliant with God? You can be having so much analysis that you paralyze yourself. So the first step, usually the hardest, just get started. Don't analyze. Shut down the part of your brain that keeps analyzing. If you see yourself analyzing so much, just imagine yourself still moving to the center of your head. There's a big switch there. Turn it off. Get started. Activate your bot and begin to make money. Well, don't blame people for your sources of failure in life. Invest in your skills. Understand that money comes from giving value to others. If you understand these three things, then you are not going to be poor. Poor people always blame others for their lot. Poor people don't want to spend time or money developing their skills. Poor people think that you only make money from Ponzi schemes, gambling, or doing something stupid. Money comes from providing value or service, impacting lives, and aligning to your biggest vision. Of course, the billionaires know that obsession with skill will set them apart. They understand that being curious enough about your environment and the technology you embrace will lead you to faster success. Don't think you know everything. Be curious enough to explore, learn, and see what the world offers. Now, there's need for discipline. If you're going to, embrace technology, learn it, and use it for the long haul, you have to be disciplined. Most persons who started the journey of Royal Q in 2021 were not disciplined enough to try to crack the code. So they just kept jumping from Ponzi scheme to Ponzi scheme. At the end of the day, they're literally at the same place where they have been, all right, going in cycles, going in and out of Ponzi schemes. We want you to build something sustainable, something that you can, move on and provide you lifetime income and relief. So be disciplined, do a little bit of movement, move your body around every single day, build your muscle if you can, and just get better. Don't be like this dog that was sleeping upon a nail in its comfort zone, the corner of a shop. It said, "This is my comfort zone," and it kept sleeping on the board that had been pierced by a nail. Now, that nail was not there before, but the board has become weakened and was piercing through the board. The nail was piercing through the board and piercing into the dog, hurting the dog, and the dog kept whining in his sleep, right? The dog kept whining because of pain. It was going through pain from that nail, but it refused to move. And somebody asked the owner of the dog, "Why is the dog not moving?" And the owner said, likely the dog hasn't felt the pain enough to move, all right? Many people today are going through life just like this dog. They have a pain in their life, something that's hurting them. They are whining, complaining, blaming government, blaming politicians. They give away all their power, constrict their pipe for receiving. When you complain, you constrict your pipe for receiving. And they give away their power, right? So we don't want you to be like that. Don't wait until a pain that is difficult for you to recover from hits you. Don't wait until you lose your job before you create income by the side. You need to pause and think of the last few times when you were financially overwhelmed, when you ran out of money and no one could help you, when the family expenses were so much that you could not cope, no one to help you. Think about those moments and feel the pain. Feel the impact of inflation. Ask yourself, at this rate of inflation, at this rate, if I fold my arms, will I even exist in the next 10 years? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Don't be like the dog whining and claiming to have its comfort zone. Move out of your comfort zone. Do something that you've never done before. Start learning how to use the bot to milk the blockchain. Start sharing the opportunity. Push yourself out of your comfort zone and change your financial trajectory. So, of course, remember you have two options. Option one is to do nothing, stay where you are, and embrace, struggle, embrace arguments, keep giving excuses, continue to just focus on that job. When you focus just on that job, you one day realize that the job is going to say, hey, I think you are too old for this environment. We no longer need your service. And then you realize that you've been a dumb, stupid slave. You realize that you've been a dumb, stupid slave. All right. So don't be a dumb, stupid slave. Start today to activate RyoQ in your life. Begin to create financial flow. Imagine that you are thinking of how can you raise $100. And while you're thinking, somebody joins your Royal Q opportunity, and then you see $60. Then people in your structure, kind of build the business. And before you know it, in a few days, you've made $100. And the bill, your worry, your concern is settled. That is the beauty of Royal Q. Lives are being changed by Royal Q. But if you do nothing, nothing will change in your life. We're here to support you. We're going to support you every step of the way. You're not going to walk alone. You are going to receive lots of trophies on this journey. Just be ready to show up whenever it's requested that you show up for online meetings, trainings, and practical sessions. Right? Think big, show initiative, and never procrastinate. So don't procrastinate activating your bot. Get back to whoever invited you. Don't think too much. Get started and begin the journey to living your dreams. You've lived your fears enough. All right. You've lived your fears enough. Begin to live your dreams. And that is my wish to you. Until I see you next time, have a great day.